So you want to buy a house. This is the offer writing process and basics for writing an offer. When it comes to writing an offer, the place to start is with a lender. You're going to need your financing lined up prior to viewing properties and writing offers. You're going to need two different things. Number one, a pre-approval letter in hand, and number two, a proof of funds. A proof of funds is simply proof that you can show that you actually have the down payment. So if you're telling the seller in a contract that you're going to put $100,000 down, it's a way that you can show that you have $100,000 in a bank account or in a 401k or in a stock market, or you're receiving it as a gift. It just needs to be shown that we actually have the money that we're showing you that we're going to put down. A pre-approval letter, you're going to need to work through a lender. And for a backing up, for a bird's eye perspective of what a lender is looking at, they're looking at how much money you're going to be putting down, what your credit score is, and what is your debt to income ratio. It's important to understand that there are different types of loans, and that for qualifying for each of these loans is slightly different. You may have heard about a VA loan, which is loans for military personnel. There's an FHA loan, where you can put a very small down payment, or there's conventional loans, which typically come with great interest rates and require a little bit more down. When it comes to qualifying you for these different types of loans, it's important to understand that there are loan limits that are in place. Nationally, there is a conforming loan limit, meaning that the smaller the loan amount, typically, the easier it is for a lender to qualify for you, the faster they can complete your loan, and usually the lower the interest rate. There is a national conforming loan limit. This is loans that are backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac at $548,250. Now that's just the loan amount. That's in 2021, and that tends to change every January 1st. Again, loans backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. There are high-cost counties. San Diego is one of them, and that conforming loan limit gets pushed to $753,250. A lot of numbers. Here's what's important to know. These numbers are loan amounts. So if you buy $1 million property and you put $250,000 down, what that means is you're securing a loan of $750,000. In San Diego County, that would mean that you would fall within conforming loan limits. San Diego County is one of the areas, because it's a high-cost county, where it actually has 3 different levels. Conforming loan, what they call high balance conforming, and things over $753,250 in loan amounts are called jumbo. Your credit score plays into your loans, and understand that having great credit oftentimes means that you're able to go for conventional financing, where credit that's not so good might be something more for an FHA loan. A lender then is going to look at your employment, whether you're W-2'd or self-employed. Self-employed, they might look for tax returns or profit and losses, and sometimes they need to go back 2 years. If you're a W-2'd employee, maybe they only need 1 year W-2 or a recent pay stub, and they may look at variable income, stuff like bonuses or overtime. Long story short, don't do this alone. Start with a lender, get the finances in order, and that way you'll have a pre-approval in hand and you'll know exactly what your mortgage payment is going to look like, how much money you need to bring to the table. Great, now you've got a pre-approval in hand, you've also got your proof of funds already, and you're ready to begin looking at houses. Here's what I will say. Start before looking at homes and writing offers with your wants and needs. Make a list of why you are moving and what are the things that are important to you. Maybe you want a large yard. Maybe you want a private, quiet space or a certain school district. Make sure that as you see homes that you refer back to that list and remind yourself of why we started looking in the first place. It is so easy to get caught up in the emotion of this market right now. You walk into a home that's beautiful, they got the smooth jazz playing, it smells like cookies in there, and your agent looks at you and says, they have 8 offers. It's easy to feel the anxiety that I need to write an offer right now. Look at your wants and needs, refer back to that, and always make sure that this home is meeting that criteria. And have an open mind. A good agent is going to show you things that are outside of your wants and needs. Maybe you're telling your agent that you absolutely need a single-family home that's 3 bedrooms and has a pool, and they are able to show you a 4-bedroom townhome that has a community pool. The important thing is that you are thinking about it and you're creating conversations within yourself. Maybe you have absolute non-negotiables, but I think stepping into this market with an open mind will really allow you to be in a position of strength in this market. So now you found the house. Now what? Well, you're going to need to determine the value, and your agent is going to help you with what's called an opinion of value. Typically, agents will do this by running comps. Comps is short for comparable properties, properties of similar size, of similar age, of similar upgrade that have sold recently in a similar neighborhood. That is definitely one way to determine the value, basically looking backwards. Another way is to look forwards. Look at what else is competition, what else is out in this market, what's the trend within this market, and also what is the value to you personally. As an example, if you're looking within a specific community that may only have 50 homes, and homes only come up in this community once or twice a year, and you plan to live in this property for 15 or 20 years, then looking backwards at comps isn't a great way in order to determine the value, because there's more value to you personally. When it comes to getting your offer accepted, check out the other video that I have done that talks specifically about some strategies in getting your offer accepted in a very competitive market. The final thing that I will say, understand the contract. Work with your agent to understand the California Residential Purchase Agreement so you know exactly what your rights and duties are, so that you understand what you're agreeing to, and that you have clear expectations for what this transaction is going to look like. It's just so important to have a clear understanding of that, and then let the fun begin. I would love to connect with you if you're interested in purchasing, so please reach out at any time.